Folks, an altercation at a Texas track meet leaves a student dead and another student facing first-degree murder charges. This story has been blowing up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but has also gone national as a number of white conservatives are attacking the young black man who has been charged in this case. His name is Karmelo Anthony. They are demanding that he get everything thrown at him for what took place in the death of Aaron Metcalf. So let me unpack what happened here. Guys, roll a video. So understand, so 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony, this is him being released from jail, okay? He's been released from jail. A black judge lowered the bond. Well, that black judge has been getting death threats as a result of that. That's Judge Angela Tucker. She's been getting massive death threats. Now, again, 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony says he was only protecting himself when Austin Metcalf, according to witness statements to police, tried to shove Anthony, who attended a rival high school, out of a pop-up tent when Anthony grabbed a knife from his backpack and stabbed Metcalf in the heart. Now, Anthony is now out on bond. Now, his parents held a news conference today, and the father of Metcalf showed up. Here's a tweet that racist Charlie Kirk sent out with the video from the news conference, okay? He sent this tweet out here, all right? And so you see him attacking the family and attacking activists because of what was stated. What does Kirk say? Insanity. Dominique Alexander, who represents Karmelo Anthony, just attacked Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff, for attending a press conference held by the Anthony family, calling his presence, quote, a disrespect to the dignity of his son, unquote. Kirk tweets, this is revolting. I responded to Kirk. I said, I'm curious. If the Metcalf family held a news conference and Karmelo Anthony's dad showed up at that news conference, would you be saying the same thing? Joining us right now is the activist in Dallas, Dominique Alexander. Dominique, glad to have you back on Roland Unfiltered. It's been some time. So, first of all, you have Charlie Kirk saying you represent the family. You're not a lawyer, correct?
Not at all.
So,
not at all.
So explain for the public your role in this case.
So the Next Generation Action Network, of course, is founded here in Dallas, Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex since 2014. We are the advocacy arm. Our organization is an advocacy-led organization. We are not the attorneys. The attorney for this case is Mike Howard. We do the advocacy around making sure that people are aware of the situation and supporting and how to support this family and to ensure that this family's rights are not violated. And the things that are legal matters are handled by the lawyers.
What's crazy here is, so check this out. Here's a tweet right here. This person said, I did a Twitter search for Karmelo Anthony till up to 2 days ago after the incident. I could only find one post from a black account defending him, but there are countless posts from whites making it a race issue. Whites racialize everything, then cry when black people take sides. And then this is a scroll of tweets that this person actually pulled. And when this story first happened, they called Karmelo Anthony a thug. It was all sorts of names. They were saying that Aaron Metcalf was this football star. He was this bright young man, talented, high grade point average, all of that. But Karmelo Anthony is not a thug. Karmelo Anthony is a high grade point average student as well. And so Anthony was being treated as a savage, and Metcalf was being treated as the golden, a perfect student, the golden child, if you will.
Yes. One of the things, Roland, that we need to point out in this situation is that most of the people raised their consciousness because of what Hunter Metcalf said in the local media, where he literally admitted over the weekend, days after, the same day, I believe it was the next day, where he stated that his brother was told by Carmelo to not touch him and literally admitted that he did it anyway. And so no one did that interview for Hunter Metcalf. He did it himself. And so this hate, this race, this bigotry wasn't introduced by us, right? It was introduced by them, right? And I'm gonna say this, Roland. I don't know if you even remember this because I was on the panel for the DPD police chief, and I believe I had this guy coming after me, and I used this quote, and I said it on your show, and it was quoted in other publications, even the New York Times. We will never ask the oppressor for permission to liberate our people. I don't know if you remember me.
Oh, no, I
saying
remember.
Roland,
Yeah, I
on this
remember.
show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember.
We will never ask that. And I will say that 10 years later. Don't get mad when you come after ours and then we respond and support ours, right? And so I'm not here to apologize or basically give an excuse onto why we are supporting Carmelo Anthony. We are supporting him because if you can support your white baby, we can support our black kid, right? And so these laws are not just created for some, they're created for all, right? And so just like he should have his right to be able to claim self-defense, and what I want them to understand is Carmelo didn't come out days later and claim self-defense. He claimed self-defense the moments the police touched him, the moments the police even arrested him and detained him. He didn't come days later. He has always, and it's in the affidavit. But what these people have done is created as a racial thing. We see that even with this judge. This judge is literally has been a Republican for over 3 decades. I personally don't agree with her political views or whatever it may be. She will probably never be at a Next Generation Action Network protest or anything we do, right? But what they show Black America is, regardless of what ballot box you check, you are still Black in America. And that's what they're showing to the people. And that's what people are rising up again. And I told somebody, this Trump administration is going to either unite us or divide us, right? And I'm just happy to see Black America and our allies standing in this rainbow coalition of justice to say, no, this is not right. And we ain't asking y'all for permission to help our baby.
This here is a post from the very conservative Rupert Murdoch-owned New York Post. They also own the Wall Street Journal. They also own Fox News. They also own, for folks who need to understand, they also own Fox Soul, and they also own Tubi, okay? So this is what the New York Post. Karmelo Anthony renting $900,000 home in gated community with family, bought new car after release on bond in Austin Metcalf murder case report. They also have been stating that that Karmelo Anthony's family have been withdrawing money from a fundraising effort. It's called Give, Send, Go. In fact, the folks at Give, Send, Go the folks at Give, Send, Go literally had to come out and explain why they were not removing the Anthony fundraiser from their platform. People were threatening that platform by saying you should not be allowing them to raise money. This right here, y'all, give me a second. This is actually the New York Post tweet right here. But the folks even at TMZ reported no money was actually withdrawn from this account.
Correct. TMZ actually called Give, Send, Go and actually asked them, have the family have access to this fund? And they literally responded and said no. And what was interesting about it is around noon yesterday, they called them and got that confirmation. Well, Give, Send, Go sent an email to the family at about 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, notifying that they could actually start the process of withdrawing the funds, which everybody know, even withdrawing, it takes a few days to even hit your account. When the family put their information in to be the beneficiary of the account because the account was set up by someone else. That took days for verification, and especially when the money is for the benefit of a minor. It took days for verification, and these falsehoods was only created to discourage people from giving money to the platform. So they start these lies and all of these things that they could have easily verified by just picking up the phone, calling, give, send, go. They would answer the phone, they would respond to emails, and they let them know. And so TMZ called directly, and they responded. And so they could have done that just like anybody else, but no, they just started spreading out reports, all of these things. They started talking about the family paying for private security. The security, if you see the video, the security is my security staff. The director of security for NGAN is in that video escorting Karmelo Anthony out as well as me and another individual of the NGAN staff, right? We have our own security apparatus, and we have made it our business to ensure the safety of this family.
The Daily Caller, they put this tweet here out where they pulled from the news conference of Karmelo's mother. And again, I need people to understand the framing. Control room, y'all get the clip ready. The way this was framed, and I keep telling people, this is why Black-owned media matters. This is why social media matters, why you need to have credible Black voices. The framing of, and look, we've been trying to get the Anthony family on to talk about this as well, because the framing from day one has been Black thug kills perfect white football star. That was the framing from day one. Folk took that and they ran with the photo, not of Karmelo in a suit, not Karmelo in his athletic attire, not any of that. Everything was about, let's show thugs. So this is a photo here. This is a photo here of Karmelo in suit, tie, okay, school photo. That's what was shown. But the framing, when we saw all of these stories, when we saw everything come out, and I remember from day one, it was, oh, no, we're going to show something different. And this is what it was right here. This is what it was, the mugshot. And so folks took that and they ran with it. Oh, thug, single parent home, daddy not around. At the news conference, this is what his mom says.
Like
3 years ago, my family moved to North Texas searching for a better life. Like so many other families, we wanted to give our children the future we did not have. My husband worked hard every single day to provide for us, to make sure we're in the best financial position possible. As a stay-at-home mom, I made it my life's mission to ensure our children are loved, nurtured, and supported every step of the way. In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats, My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. And in reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once the request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to. He's been raised in a two-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do. We believe in the Constitution, we believe in the laws of this state, but those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us. To be clear, we will not speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day. There's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in the legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process. Thank you.
That right there, quite emotional, and families describing all they're going through. And again, the framing or the narrative of this has been, this family is broke, destitute, all that sort of stuff. Then it's, how dare they go to this home? How dare they? People who don't understand Dallas-Fort Worth, just describe for them the area where this school is located and the type of homes that exist out there. This is not a low-income area of Dallas-Fort Worth.
Not a single low-income area. Frisco, I'm born and raised in Dallas, Texas. Y'all graduated high school in 2007. Literally, Roland, this area where they were was just late. It was just fields. This is an area that has been developed in the last decade or two. And I know you know that a lot about that, Roland, too. These were fields when I was a kid. Literally fields. The medium income level is there probably about $150,000. This is not a low income area. This is home of where the Cowboys headquarters is, a number of development. I believe Universal Studios is about to come there. This is not a cheap area. So if you're trying to lease a home or do anything, you're going to live probably in a $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, or $800,000 home, right? If you are leasing in this property. And Roland, man, I just wanted people to see the heart of this family. Just to see that video of the mother saying that was even hard, because here in this office, as people watching that press conference and hearing that mother, it wasn't a dry eye in the building. And especially for people who know Kayla Hayes and know this quiet woman and soul, and that just came from the bottom of her heart, and just the pain, the fear, I've been there to see the pain, the fear of these children and the things that they have had to experience with this situation. And I just want people to understand, the hate hadn't been coming from here. We didn't create it, or we cannot pull a black card. The reality, that's our reality. That's what we live through every day. We can't pull our reality, right? And we ain't gonna apologize for being yet black in America, we ain't gonna apologize for that. And I think what you said, Roland, is important because that's what set the outrage of most people in America, black people particularly, about this case to say, hold up, wait a minute now. Y'all going too hard. And then young people started to post that even knew Karmelo Anthony, right? And was saying, Karmelo is not this. Carmelo is a 3.5. His colleagues started standing up for him on social media, right? The kids, the overwhelming support. That's the reason why we told everybody we could not talk about the nuances of the case because it's so involved. Every last witness to this situation is a minor. We cannot release we can't release the information around it because there were no adults in that proximity of that area, right? All of the witnesses to this are minors. And that's one of the things we wanted to give clarity to today, to make sure people understood the facts, because there's so many different moving parts. But as soon as I release one of those kids' name or even an inkling around it, I become legal liability civilly and criminally.
Just for folks who are watching, just so they can understand, again, how this is being played out. I'm trying to connect here. If you go to Twitter, and I call it Twitter, you go to Twitter and you type in
I do too.
Karmelo Anthony mug, Karmelo mug. We're having a connection problem. What you will see is mostly white conservative accounts, angry, mad, and upset. There we go. Look at this. Karmelo Anthony's family has no shame, allegedly selling Justice for Karmelo t-shirts for $25 to profit off his killing of Austin Metcalf while flaunting a $150,000 Cadillac Escalade and a $3,000 a month gated community rental. Does this send the wrong message? And then you see disgusting, the family of alleged murderer Karmelo Anthony. Then, of course, it's no shock you got black conservative grifter Brandon Tatum. What does he post? When a community celebrates the accused instead of mourning the victim, it's a sign of serious cultural rot. This merch launch for Karmelo Anthony is shameful and deeply concerning for what lies ahead for the black community. Here's why. And then, of course, he goes on, and we all know Brandon Tatum, it will be as anti-black as you can get because he's grifting off of MAGA. And here's somebody respond to him right here saying, if it is self-defense, stand your ground applies in Texas, and it is you who is wrong. So what Brandon Tatum is saying is, he's saying celebrating the accused. So what Brandon Tatum, Dominique, and all these other white conservatives, what they are saying is that if you are accused of a crime, you don't get the same benefit as George Zimmerman. You don't get the same benefit as Kyle Rittenhouse, who they celebrated and raised money for. They're like, oh no, Karmelo Anthony is guilty until proven innocent. So therefore he's the murderer. So he shouldn't get due process. The family should not, people shouldn't be giving money to a defense fund. And again, their framing is that this black thug killed a perfect football star who's white. That's the framing of this. And that's how this thing is played out in media and social media.
Correct. It is. And yet Twitter is yet, because of the oligarch that owns it now, is yet a nesting breed for yet extremists to yet just go in and command the algorithms and just put a whole bunch of different things. That's the reason why our organization don't even check that stuff, don't even do anything on that yet platform, because of the simple fact that we know that that is a nesting ground for conservative, right-wing extremists and hateful people to use that platform to put out disinformation. And they've been doing this they've been doing this ever since this platform was purchased by Elon Musk. But at the end of the day, I think that people are really understanding exactly what's going on. And that's the reason why we felt like it was important for us to have this press conference today to say, listen, what we ain't supposed to do is literally allow you to attack, discredit, destroy our Black baby. These platforms have been used to raise $2 million for Kyle Rittenhouse and a whole lot of people before Karmelo Anthony's fundraiser was on there, right? And if he can raise $2 million, why can't our baby raise $500,000 for his legal defense, right? And so the reality is people are seeing this double standard, and it's clear. They don't feel like these laws that were created, that many of us was there in the Texas legislature saying, hey, you don't need to allow permitless carry. We don't need stand your ground laws. We don't need them. But you kept them on the book. And yet, since you kept them on the book, it ain't just for you. It's for all of us. And that's just what it is. That's final. I don't want to, you kept them on the book when we fought to make sure that George Zimmerman was held accountable for the death of Trayvon Martin. You kept them on the book. We testified in the Texas legislature, in the Florida legislature, in many legislatures that I know personally. I have traveled to speak against stand your ground laws and all these different types of things. But since you kept them on the book, I don't care about what you're trying to say now. These laws are for everyone.
All right, Dominique Alexander, we surely appreciate you joining us on today's show. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The window to invest in Fanbase is closing. We've raised over $10.6 million of our $17 million goal. That means there's room for less than 6,370 people to invest in Fanbase for the average amount. The minimum to invest in Fanbase right now is $399. That makes you an owner in Fanbase today. Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Why? Because current social apps have taken advantage of users for far too long, with content suppression, shadow banning, harmful racist content, and no real tools for monetization and equity. Fanbase has over 1.4 million users and counting, allowing anyone to reach all their following and monetize their content from day one. Social media is the new TV, and whoever owns the apps that distribute that content have the opportunity to own potential billion-dollar companies. While big platforms with uncertain futures are failing to serve their users, Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now, invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the next generation of social media.